Yo, what's up, guys? Long time no see. It's good to be back here making some videos. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about what I have endured these past 12 months. But first, I'm going to do a debrief of like my NoFap journey and stuff, and how I've done so far. So from when I started NoFap in 2020, I went from just a guy who count days, just abstain. But through these years, I kind of discovered more of myself. Discovered more of myself and started going longer and longer. And soon it just started to become more than just NoFap. I started improving other aspects of my life. And my real growth actually came from the things I was doing on NoFap. It wasn't from abstaining like I used to think it was. It was stuff we did, when I signed up for the gym, I noticed some huge improvements just 1 or 2 years later. Well, I didn't notice changes in my physique and stuff. People noticed and would tell me. And that's when I first started feeling good about myself. And that's why I still going to the gym. The gym is actually my rock. NoFap. Well, as I've kind of matured and stuff, NoFap has just become more of a thing in the background. The real stuff I'm doing is improving my life. The gym, as I mentioned. I'm trying to do other things eat better food and stuff. NoFap was really that aid in the background, but recently I haven't been doing that great on NoFap. But I'm out of the worst of it, so things are looking up for me. I'm back to my. Soon I'm gonna be back to my rhythm. I'm gonna have I'm gonna be getting a new car, so I'll have plenty of time to do stuff I've recently started shredding at the gym. I've started shredding at the gym because I've been bulking for the past few years, and I've reached a point where I'm big enough where I can start shredding that fat underneath the muscle. Oh, I wish I could show you, but underneath the muscle, underneath the fat is the muscle. You can't really see it at the moment, but I plan to shred, so get rid of that excess fat, and the result will start to show. So I'm so excited for that. It's actually motivating me to go hard at the gym again, start doing more cardio again and stuff. It is a bit busier because I'm dropping my mum off at work lately because I'm borrowing her car at the moment, but once I get my car, I'll have all the time in the world to do what I've been doing these past few years, but it's going to be a lot better. Way better. Now going back to my NoFap, so last year I went 90 days, and at 110 days I relapsed. And one of those reasons for that was I remember talking to you guys about how problems had like resurfaced for me that I thought I like got rid of a few years ago. Like once I was let's say when I got to like 60 days on no fat, I started encountering my ex everywhere in town and stuff. And it started like triggering thoughts. I had this urge to reach out at the time, if you remember me talking about it. I did message her and said, "Hey, how you doing these days? What's up?" And then I made a silly mistake of sending her a gift. Not gonna lie, I probably should not have done that, because it kind of like created like a train of events throughout these past 12 months, and I'm only just got over it 3 months ago. It took nearly a year, and it's been 3 months since I last messaged her, and I don't want that to happen to me again. Like, fucking hell, like, what happened to me? What happened to me during that time of reaching out to her? Like, far out. I was fine. Made one silly mistake, and then I got overexcited. I was gonna be like, "Oh, we should go to her work tomorrow and say, 'Sup? How's it going?'" But then I saw her text saying, "Thanks, I'm not interested." That triggered some events, talked about stuff, stopped talking. Things seemed alright, but I didn't feel like I had closure yet. But I stopped thinking about her for a bit. That was when I was on my 3+ month streak. I was trying to just get on with my life. Started thinking about her again. I was trying to do things like get used to the atmosphere so I don't act weird around her and stuff. But that was all really stupid, really. Like, my parents had a heart to heart to me and said this behaviour's like stalkerish, so kind of had to stop. I had to stop. I didn't want that to happen to me, so I stopped. Then next thing I know, a while after I stopped, I get hit. These urges hit me like a train. Normally I'm really good at controlling it. And for a few days I was trying to stay busy. These urges were so intense that I couldn't hold on anymore, and that's when everything came unraveling. I went back down. I went from up here back down here. It was not good, man. Not good at all. I didn't realise I should not have reached out to her, like, because we hadn't talked to each other for a long time back then, and I'm sure we'd have been fine. Like, if we bumped into each other, we probably would have said hi or something. But after that relapse, I stopped thinking about it for a while because I realised my mistake. But that's when the problems kind of began for me. Like, what started with one relapse turned to another relapse just a couple days later. And then they got more and more out of control. Next thing I was doing it like twice every time I relapsed. And then towards the end of the year I was doing it like 4 times during a relapse session. And because of that, my mental health kind of declined for a bit. And it was a very vulnerable time because I started thinking about my ex again. But it was at the wrong time because I've been relapsing so much. And my brain was like completely fogged out. Obviously I didn't know what I was thinking. But being in this state, I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to see if I can get back for. I was doing all this weird stuff. But it just made things worse and things kind of just got out of control. I didn't message her, but towards the end of the year it got harder and harder. Like I was acting weird and stuff. When it came Christmas time, I got real drunk one night and said, hey Ashley, no, hey girl, how are you? And she saw the message but didn't respond because chances are she probably saw it as me being desperate. So, nah, hell no. Then this other night I got drunk. Ooh, not good. And I started blabbering all this stuff to her that didn't even make sense at the time. Like, I was like, I bet she was probably thinking like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, what the fuck? I was blabbing all this random stuff, like weird drunk stuff. Next day I woke up and I was like, holy shit, what the fuck did I just send her? I watched the video. I was disgusted and I was like, oh my god, why the fuck did I send her this? Why did I send her that? I deleted it. And a few days later on New Year's Eve, I apologized for sending those videos. Because I said to her, I shouldn't have been doing that, especially under the influence. She responded later that day and said, thank you. Into the new year, was lashing out, drinking. At one point, I was drinking and almost ended up driving away in my car. I reached a low point, but thankfully one of my sisters caught on to it, stopped me. I'm glad she did, because what if I crashed and if I crashed I probably wouldn't be making this video today. So I went a few months. After that, I went at least a few months on a good streak. Maybe went 50 days maybe. For a bit I was doing good. I had some ambitions in mind, wanted to get some abs, so it was back at the start of the year. I had this New Year resolution to start training my core. I'm still training my core, really benefiting me. It's at that point where it's starting to split into two muscle groups. So I'm pretty happy with that. But that goal still remains in mind of getting abs. But on that good run, I was doing well, like doing cardio. And I do my normal push pull legs over the next few months. I did face some challenges in the next few months though, like while I was doing well, we heard this news about a family friend that he didn't have like long left to live. So I made the decision to like go down south with my mum to visit him one last time, because I hadn't seen him for like 5 years and I wanted to like have a catch up with him one last time. So I went, visited him. It was pretty sad though, because by the time I visited him and stuff, he was pretty gone. Like he could still hear what we were saying, and like it was white. His eyes were open when he was awake, but he was at that point where he couldn't like talk anymore. You could like hear him talking, but his voice was like this. Hi, how's it going? And I was like to him, yeah, I'm good. Good to see you, man. But at that point I knew he didn't have long left. We spent the day, me and my mum spent the day with him and family. We're just catching up, and I had a beer with them. He couldn't drink because he couldn't walk either, so he was confined to the lounge to a chair, because he was at that point where he kind of like lost all of his mobility, including simple things of like, I don't want to go into detail, but simple things of going toilet and stuff. Yeah, you get the what I mean. It was during that time I started. I was doing okay actually. After he next day he like passed and stuff. Man, it was sad. The family was devastated. Like they were all crying. My mum went outside, started crying. I started crying. Oh, that guy was doing skits back here, but I started crying too. And it was pretty sad. Like someone who didn't, me and my family like knew our whole lives, and he just passed away like that. And it was right when I visited him for one last time. The last thing I remember him doing, the last like interaction he had with me, was the day before he died. So I remember before leaving, I waved out to him. The last thing he did when he saw me was give me the thumbs up. I always remember that. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, family friend. You're fucking awesome. Life won't be the same without you. You'll be my inspiration going forward in life, bro. I have to give that to you, bruv. You're fucking awesome. So anyways, a week later, had his funeral. All his family and stuff gathered. I saw cousins who I hadn't seen since I was a kid. Or other family I hadn't seen since I was a kid. We were celebrating his life, and Went to this bar, had drinks. Then I went back home. Then I went back to the motel. Prepared to head home because I had work the next day and it was going to be a long trip home. So on the way home, I stopped at their place, said goodbye, had some food, all that stuff. Then I made my way home. It was pretty emotional because, yeah. I'd do anything to like talk to him one last time. But yeah, anyways, after that, I did struggle for a bit. And after like getting back on my feet, I ended up messaging my ex again. Big mistake that was. Because I couldn't stop messaging her after that. That pattern I'd broken had to like come back. So I'll probably like go 1 week without messaging her. And a random thing would pop up in my mind. I'd send her something. She'd never reply. About things kind of like came to a head like 2 months later. Like when I said some stuff, like I was sending her long messages, lots of fucked up shit. Things were like becoming obsessive for me. Like I'm not that kind of person. Like don't get me wrong, I'd never hurt anyone, but that was getting very obsessive. Anything could have happened. Like she could have called the police on me if I kept doing that. But 2 months later, I said something that I'm gonna stop now. I'm sick of not controlling myself. I'm done. She had had enough by that point. So she blocked me. But there were events that triggered that, because after 50 days I'd relapsed and I was relapsing again. So yeah, I'd been relapsing a lot, and when she blocked me, at first my reactions were kind of like mixed. Like I was like, yay, I can stop messaging her. But I was also like, fine, I don't need her. I was like in the reaction state, whatever you call it. So I went a few weeks without messaging her at that point. I had time to reflect and realised you only get one chance. If you stuff up, you don't get that chance again. Like you just have to move on. So in that time frame, I was kind of like, I gotta let go. Like, not doing me good. I gotta put myself first, because I'm at this point where I'm relapsing all the time. And every time I relapse, all I do is want to message her. It's not right. Like, I'm not well. Like, I need to do something. So I did that. I had 2 or 3 weeks to maybe like process her blocking me. Like, although I was happy, 2 weeks later the guilt kind of like kicked in. Like, I was like, what the fuck have I done? Why did I do this to her? I don't know. So I thought to myself, okay, I've got to write an apology, because I fucked up. I fucked up big. I've been messaging all that time, and she has every right to block me, but I need to tell her what's wrong with me and stuff, so I ended up writing this long letter of stuff and apologies, stuff I'd been going through at the time and why I'd been wanting to message her and stuff. I didn't tell her about my struggle, but most of my problems stemmed from teenage life in the teens, and hence why I had got this addiction in the first place. So I had to kind of like dig deep writing a letter, like dig deep to my like school years when I actually really liked her. I told her my biggest regret was never telling her. Like, I was experiencing what you'd call hindsight 50-50, so I kind of like wished things were different, but at that point it was like too late. I was pretty emotional about it. Like, it's been 3 months since I've messaged her and stuff. I'm doing alright, but now that I've like gone 3 months without messaging her, I'm starting to realise that you just gotta respect the space. Like, you gotta leave her. You just had to let go for a reason, because you had to let go because you're not right. I'm not right. Like, I had to let her go. Like, someone who I briefly went out with in high school and had really strong feelings for, that had resurfaced in like recent years. I had to learn to let go. I told her I had to learn to let go. It's been like a roller coaster. Everyone's telling me, just get over it, leave it alone, but not that simple. Like, I don't think I'll ever stop thinking about her, but I can control what I can do. Like, I don't need to message her. But I stopped messaging her for that reason. Like, after I sent her that letter, an apology note with a block of chocolate, I wasn't expecting anything from her after all that stuff I was doing. But a few days later, she sent me a DM on Instagram from this other profile and said, "Thank you for the chocolate. I figured it was you." And I said to her, "It's alright." And I then asked her, we good? Like, we're on good terms? And she said, "Yes, we're good." And I was so relieved to hear that. Like, honestly, after all that stuff I put her through, and for her to respond like that, I was grateful. Like, I was so happy. I even said, "That's so great to hear. That's so awesome." And she, when she read it, she gave the thumbs up, and that meant we're on good terms now. So, for the first time in like 8 fucking years, I could finally move on. Fuck, man. That's what I'd been wanting for so long. Like, something I wanted for so long I couldn't get. And I got to the point where I just had to let go, and the only way I could let go was like send her that. I'm so glad I did. That's where the turn of the tide happened. So after that, I was a bit emotional. Like, I stopped going to the gym for a bit, as you would expect. at first all I wanted to do was sleep around and not do anything. I had this intention to get drunk and stuff. I was going through a mini phase of that. But during this time, the tide kind of like turned for me, because all of a sudden I got this opportunity to play some rugby. Because my sister started dating this guy, and he said to me, we need numbers for the rugby game. So I was like, yeah, I'll see what I can do. So I joined the team, went to practice, didn't play that game, and almost considered dropping out of rugby. But then I went to the next practice. I noticed I was doing better and stuff. And then game day came. I played against a team called Clifton, and all those guys I knew from the gym. So this particular game was actually quite fun, because I was playing against guys who I'd work out with. So I was like, hell yeah, this is fun. For a game for the first time in 4 years I played a game, I was doing quite well. And I was so proud I even posted it on my Facebook. I was so excited about it. But after that, the next few weeks got kind of rough for me. I had like the wrong beliefs at the time about my NoFap. And there was this video I watched, but I kind of like misunderstood the idea of it. The video I was watching was about masturbation and how it's okay, but the real problem is porn. But anyways, I used those beliefs to think that it'd be okay to masturbate. So what happened was a little bit of reverse psychology might have happened for me. So after years of doing like NoFap and stuff, I was masturbating a lot. And I didn't care that I was masturbating. Like, for a while, I just didn't care. Like, I was just masturbating because I felt like it. Or went on Instagram, masturbated to the Instagram reels and stuff. And came up with these beliefs that masturbation's healthy. It's, you just gotta let go of that guilt, because, there's nothing wrong with masturbation. But then I even posted online to some forums, and how I got some backlash for it. It was what you'd expect though, because there's lots of people doing NoFap, and their prime objective is anti-masturbation. But after a few weeks of posting it, I realised there were some inconsistencies. While yes, masturbation is okay, what's not okay is if you're just using it to like escape your problems, like, which is clearly what I was doing. So I kind of like realised that all I was doing was hurting myself. So I made a decision to like stop porn and masturbation, because they're both bad. I gotta stop masturbation, because especially if I'm rebooting, because now it became clear to me that this is a problem, and I have to stop this, because it's causing problems, and it's making me making me depressed and stuff. I was starting to have thoughts about suicide at one point, so I had to stop. And to be honest, I don't think I'm going to masturbate. Don't want to masturbate again, if I'm honest. Especially not during a reboot, because I have to like... Especially not during a reboot, because I'll be just stuck in a loop, because that's exactly what's happened, because those beliefs just kind of messed me up, man. Right? None of that is good, man. And I've been relapsing every 2 days, like sometimes twice, 3 times a day. But I've had enough. Honestly, I've had enough of that shit. Like, I don't want to do that anymore. It's fucking out of it, man. Like, I don't want to do that anymore. Fuck. So I'm trying really hard, to quit this shit. I'm trying to learn that if I do relapse, I just gotta let go of that guilt, because I just want to quit this horrible thing as soon as I can. Fortunately, I've noticed some positive results in these past few weeks or days. Yeah, I've noticed some good results, like at the moment about 5 days. Like, I shouldn't actually be saying that, because when I say that, I tend to relapse. But I reckon it's since I've shifted from bulking to a shred, because I'm trying to shred so I can like get rid of that fat, but get more of that muscle in. So it's kind of like a win-win situation. It's like I've found something which is helping to motivate me to do something good. I'm so excited, man. Like, think about how good you look once you shed that fat. That'll be so amazing. I'm looking forward to my life. And it's been 3 months. It's been 3 months since I last contacted or talked to my ex. I'm doing great. Like, still relapsing, but I think those relapses was basically just me letting go of her. Because even now, I've been thinking about her quite a bit lately. Like, none of those old thoughts, but I found myself thinking about her, like, as in thinking about the good times we had when we were together. Those times together was something amazing. Like, I always remember that, because believe it or not, during our time together, that was probably like the greatest time we had together. And now I'm finally seeing how great it was, and like, I'm grateful for that time we had together. Though we're not together anymore, I'm happy with where I'm at today. Like, I've got goals in mind. Like, that's me. I want to improve my life. Like, I have so much stuff I want to improve. Like, feeling so great. There's the odd time I struggle with my ADHD and autism, but aside from all that, I'm doing okay at the moment. I'm quite happy about that. That's all that matters, really. My priorities are what matters the most. I don't know don't know what's going to happen in the foreseeable future. But at the moment, things do look promising. I can't guarantee that's my last relapse. But if it is, that'd be great. I just gotta put in the hard work to prevent that happening, like. There's so much I want to achieve, and and that's my drive to, like, keep going, like. I don't want to give up on myself. No matter how suicidal I feel and stuff. I could never do that to myself because I've got a whole life. I want to achieve so much in my life. No matter how shit I feel, or how much I just want to hide away. But I always find a way back up. Because I'm Jared. I'm a man. And I'm fucking unstoppable. Well guys, thanks for watching this video. I will see you next time. Peace.